What was so crazy to me is that the results were immediate. I mean, literally within days, I started having to take less and less insulin, and I was eating more and more carbs. I feel so energetic, and I can remember things now a lot better. I had more mental clarity, less mind fog. I had so much mind fog. I feel encouraged because my metabolism is responsive now. 340, my total cholesterol. And now it's 130 something. My LDL was 227 and now it's 59. I would say my relationship with food has radically improved because I feel freedom now. I got diabetes when I was pregnant. I got gestational diabetes, and I had it with both of my boys. I have 2 boys. I have 5 kids now, but I only birthed 2 of them. And so I got gestational diabetes, and then it went away in between both pregnancies. And they told me that it would most likely come back way later in life as type 2. But it came back like 3 months after my second son was born. I woke up one morning and I could hardly see. And so I went to the emergency room and my sugar level was like 500. Some people said, you can eat whatever you want, just take insulin to cover it. And it was just this big general, eat whatever you want, just dial it up, you know? And then other people, if I was having trouble maintaining it, would say, well, you know, it's the carbs. Don't eat too many carbs. I never ate fruit because I thought it was the enemy to me. So I lived on meat, cheese, nuts, hard-boiled eggs. Like that's all I ate. And I tried to keep my carb intake less than 20 grams a day. So, and I did, I mean, like, that's what I did every day, less than 20 grams of carbs a day. But my favorite thing in the world was a latte, and that's 11. So there you go. I had 9 left for the whole day, you know? But even though I was doing that, like things kept getting worse. Like I kept gaining weight. I kept developing more odd sensitivities to foods. I was exhausted. I couldn't think. I had zero mental clarity. My sugar level, my A1Cs kept going up. I mean, and I really thought I was going to end up like having to live on cardboard because I felt like I had to keep limiting more and more foods, you know, and everything kept getting worse. It was really depressing. Most of the 16 or 17 years, I didn't eat any fruit and ate mainly animal fats and nuts. I thought if I'm only in my early 40s and I am exercising this much discipline and things keep getting worse, what is my future going to be like? I mean, it was scary because it wasn't as if I was a person who was just reaping the results of obviously poor choices. I was doing exactly what the doctors told me to do. It perfectly, almost, you know, I never veered. And then I think I was just getting really discouraged. And I had a friend who went to this doctor. And so he started saying things to me like, you need to eat fruit. And I was thinking, no. He said, well, just try it. Just start trying to add in more whole foods, more fruit, and see what happens. And then he told me about Robbie and Cyrus. Since I had diabetes and he knew they had type 1 diabetes also, he said, you've got to listen to these guys. So I started listening to everything they did. I watched this summit and I was so inspired. So between listening to Robbie and Cyrus, listening to every single one of those summit talks, and then just trying it. I mean, what was so crazy to me is that the results were immediate. I mean, literally within days, you know, I started having to take less and less insulin, and I was eating more and more carbs. And as like a week went by, it was ridiculously more carbs. I mean, it was so fun. I felt like I had just entered a candy shop with all that fruit because I just, like a banana, I never ate a banana, but I mean, bananas are like the best. So I never let myself feel full before because I was counting every calorie. And now I just take it out and I'm stuffed all the time. I mean, it's as if I don't even have to worry about it. I don't even have to think about calories. It's wonderful. It's so freeing. So now I typically eat, for breakfast, I usually have fruit, like a big bowl of fruit. Some days if I'm working, then I make a smoothie, like with spinach and bananas. And sometimes I put raw cacao in it. Sometimes I like to do oats, like oatmeal with water and berries and cinnamon and bananas. But I try to do a lot of raw, honestly. So that's breakfast. And then lunch, I usually try to do a salad with just a ton of different vegetables, all kinds of vegetables, whatever I've got in the refrigerator. Sometimes I add a grain like quinoa or rice to it. Always beans. I love beans. I eat a ton of beans. And to do is to have a plate of all kinds of raw vegetables, kind of like, it feels kind of like tapas, you know, just like all kinds of raw vegetables and hummus and like avocado salsa. It's a lot of raw vegetables and fruit. And then I love potatoes. I love to cook some potatoes and cut those up with parsley with my evening vegetable plate. I feel so energetic and I can remember things now a lot better. I have more mental clarity, less mind fog. I had so much mind fog. I feel encouraged because my metabolism is responsive now. I feel like I have more influence over how I feel now because everything's responsive and working more like it should. Even eating less than 20 carbs a day, I would have to take between 18 to 20 units of insulin a day. And so when I started eating a lot more fruit, I was a little nervous. But now as I incrementally increase my fruit and vegetables, now I eat probably upwards of 130 carbs a day, and I take 13 units of insulin a day. So it's crazy, the change. My cholesterol was, what did I say, 340, my total cholesterol, and now it's 130 something. My LDL was 227, and now it's 59. I dropped 10 to 15 pounds of weight. My HbA1c went down from 7.3 to 6.1. And this isn't a matter of 6 months. I mean, I started changing. I started experiencing radical change within a couple days. And then it just kept going. For the longest time, I honestly was afraid I was going to be a beanpole, and I didn't want to be a beanpole. And it leveled out, and I'm not a beanpole. It's good. But for a while I thought for a while maybe I would just be healed completely of my type 1 diabetes, but not yet, maybe soon. Oh, and something else that's so encouraging is I get so excited about the nutrients I'm eating now. What I think is horrible is to realize that for 17 years, I virtually ate 0 nutrients. That is both infuriating and alarming. And it's so exciting to realize that every single thing I put in my mouth now is doing something positive for my body and keeping me healthy. I still think about food a lot because food is really good. But I would say my relationship with food has radically improved because I feel freedom now. I am living so much more fully now. Truly, it's so inspiring. So yes, eat plants, eat lots and lots and lots of plants.